Bonjour, bienvenue at ChangeNOW. Welcome to day 2 at ChangeNOW and another exciting pitching session, this time around the theme of circular economy. Yesterday, we've heard wonderful pitches around the themes of water, the ocean, food, agriculture, all the things that are vital to human survival. But we know that we are surrounded by an economy and by a society that also needs to adapt, be reimagined and redesigned to fit the regenerative world that we need to enter in order to stand a chance for human survival and the survival of the planet. Now, we have a wonderful lineup of amazing entrepreneurs with us that are going to pitch to us their ideas and innovations in just a moment. But before we move there, I'd love to introduce the partner of this session, which is Manutan, represented by Xavier and his team. And maybe for just 2 minutes, you could tell us a bit about yourself and Manutan and why you partner with ChangeNOW. Thank you.
Thank you. Very happy to be there. Hello, everyone. So I'm Xavier from Manutan. I will not talk about Manutan a lot. We are family-owned B2B distributors. So our role in the society is to distribute all the products that companies are needed. In fact, I want to speak about the role of a medium-sized company in this circular economy. And as an example, we work a lot with startup, and we use startup to fix issues that the business is looking for, and with a partnership program. That's the first thing. The second one is that we are really involved in MoveG with an association in charge of helping startups in France by giving them a mentor, a person that can help them to grow. And the last point, really linked to the circular economy, is that as a distributor, we think that we cannot continue to sell new products, not taking care of the old product that those new products are replacing. So 3 years ago, we bought a startup named Zach. And Zach is in charge of collecting IT products and reselling those IT products in as a second-hand product. So we bought Zach, and we built Manutan Recycling, Collecting and Reuse, which is a department in charge of collecting all the old products that are replaced by the product that we are selling. We collect them, and we re-inject them on the second market. And since a couple of months now, we have a warehouse, and we are starting building a second-hand offer. The last point is that Zach is still in charge of everything, and Pierre-Emmanuel, who were the founder of Zach, is now our director of circular economy. So I'm very pleased to be there and enjoy the session.
Merci beaucoup, Xavier. Xavier isn't here alone. He's joined by a wonderful jury. And I'd love to suggest that maybe very short and sweet, 20 seconds each, you could tell us who you are and who you represent. And feel free to quickly turn so people can see who you are.
Hello, everyone. My name is Manon. I'm the founder of Libu, a company specialized in lighting for workspaces, for health and well-being at work. And I've been accompanied by Manutan in the Move with Manutan program for a whole year. So that's why I'm here today, and I'm really glad to join you.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nathalie Ray. I work at The Future is Neutral, dealing with cars to make car with cars, and I am in charge of innovation.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Quentin from BPI France, and especially from the new investment fund, which is dedicated fully to industrial startups. And circular economy is one of the topics that we are looking at.
Hi, I'm Doug. I'm a Prague-based angel investor, ex-CFO of Apple Central Europe, founder of a lot of businesses. At last count, it's 24 businesses I've started. I've sold 3 of those. Now mentoring and investing, and the CEO of EcoBoost.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Marie from Kimpa. We advise private and institutional investors on their impact investments on all sustainable development goals, and I specialize in circular economy.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica Altamirano. I'm a system thinker and a specialist on PPP, and I serve as Director of Climate Impact at Water Equity. And basically, Water Equity is the first asset manager exclusively focused on achieving SDG 6, universal access to water and sanitation, and we exclusively invest in low and middle income countries.
Wonderful. You can keep the microphone. Thank you. So, investors in the room, industry representatives, experts, civil society, it's wonderful to have you. And you'll get a chance to ask away any of your questions in the Q&A section. So, to the audience, how this is going to go, we're going to have 4 pitches in this round, followed by a Q&A, then followed by another 5 pitches, followed by another Q&A. And without further ado, each of the pitches has 3 minutes. Don't take it personal, but when you hear the gong, I'm going to approach you respectfully. It's your time to leave the stage, but I'm sure we're going to be fine. So, first up, and special courage of being the first, is Bart with Retrieve. Your time to shine.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you have your coffee already and are pretty awake for this. My name is Bart Bauza, and recently I started Retrieve. I would like to start with some good news and also some not so good news. I will start with not so good news. We have really made a mess. Over the year 2023, circularity has actually gone backwards. We are at 7.2 single-digit all-time low. Considering also that we are discussing a lot of circularity initiatives, we're also discussing recycling. I think we're really going backwards in this approach. We've really also been on a 21% drop over the past 4 years. So this is pretty scary when I found out. This is pretty shocking. The good news is that we're all here today, and we're here to change now. I took it upon myself to see what solutions I could really bring, so I decided to start with plastic bottles. I'm a 4-time marathon finisher and also an athlete, so I decided to combine the recycling of plastic bottles into sports t-shirts. So I started a brand of 100% recycled and carbon offsetting sports t-shirts. How am I going to do it? I'm going to start with companies. At the moment, companies and global organizations like yours are already pretty committed to the circularity goals, to the sustainability goals. So you've already been punished long enough with low-quality garments, with low value adding. All in all, the t-shirts that you're currently using for your sporting events are pretty meaningless. And let's be honest, who here hasn't had a t-shirt from a sporting event of the obvious quality and value? So I'm offering an ultimate brand value-adding of sports t-shirts for companies and organizations all over the world to use whenever they partake at their upcoming marathons, 10Ks, sporting events. So whenever your organization organizes any events in the future, they already don't have any more excuse to really know, walk the talk and really embrace sustainability. We don't want to just create a brand, but we also want to create a community. At the moment, for all the companies that sign up to Retrieve and sign up to this, to actually wear our t-shirts, by the way, these are our t-shirts, really good quality and very comfortable. If you sign up to Retrieve, you also get an access to a community, and we organize regular workshops about circularity. We're also organize river cleanups, and we're also organizing at the moment circularity runs. We're small, we're ambitious, and we're also catching fast. At the moment, we have matched and overstretched our Q1 targets, and we hope to reach also our Q2 and Q3 at the end of the year. Lastly, there's a big market share. However, at the moment, we really need your support for the upcoming month and upcoming years. And we're looking for some funding and increase our team. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. You can pass it on. Thank you. That was Bart from Retrieve. Next up is Alexis from Lectips. Stage is yours.
Hello, Alexis Van Chammer, CEO of Lectips. I'm here to present to you a natural solution based on proteins. basically, as we all know today, the planet is suffering at 3 levels. First of all, climate change, which is a big issue, but also plastic pollution in the oceans and biodiversity erosions. Today, if we don't, as the previous pitcher talked about, if we don't act now, it's only going to become worse. Plastic should grow by 3 within the next 30 years, and today we have over 240 million tons of plastic in our oceans today. And that's why LAC-TIPS, went the wrong way. That's why LAC-TIPS exists today. We offer the most suitable solution, alternative solution to plastics. Why? We bring exactly the same functionalities as plastic. We produce in pellet form. That means we are processable like any other plastic. Injection molding and blow molding, any types of processing with plastic can be used with our technology. Second of all, we have functionalities in terms of we're heat sealable for packaging, we're barrier to grease, and we have barrier to oxygen for food conservation. So that we're not limiting the performance of our material versus what's used with conventional plastics. But on the other side, we solve all the inconveniences of plastic. First of all, we're natural. We're not even considered as a bioplastic. We're considered as a natural solution based on proteins. We have much lower, significantly lower LCA versus conventional plastics, which is very good in terms of GHG emissions. But also, we are 100% biodegradable and water soluble in all environments at much faster rates than other bioplastics that are out in the market today. We biodegrade within 28 days, and we are soluble in water and completely biodegrade in water within 5 days, fresh water or ocean. And last point, we meet all regulations. We're direct food compliant without any issues. We have certifications around naturality, so we're completely ready to serve the market today. The markets that we serve today is clearly targeted around alignments with circular economy, but also with the 3 concerns of the planet. First of all, paper coating. Our material is the only solution globally where you can recycle 100% of the paper fibers in the paper recycling stream. This is a huge breakthrough. Second of all, in films, we do labels, which enables the reuse of glass bottles, eliminating the label very easily without any pollution of the water. Third, detergent pods. Today, the pods are made with petrosourced materials that contaminate the water. We have absolutely no contamination with our solution. And last one, which is blend. We go into markets where we intentionally put plastic in the nature, which are agricultural type applications. A huge market for us in agricultural applications. Lastly, we actually already have a site, a 4,200 square meter site with the first industrial production line, a very big R&D center, and a very high, very well-equipped laboratory as well. And lastly, if I just may mention, today we're looking to raise 14 million euros today. We already have quite a few followers, but still looking for our lead investor as of today.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. That was Alexis from LAC-TIPS. Next up is Rachel, and I see her approaching the stage already from Reuniverse. Please.
Hi, I'm Rachel from Reuniverse, and we are here to address the growing problem of single-use waste, in particular single-use cups and containers. We are a deposit and penalty-led digital returns platform. We also offer rewards as well and incentivize users to return items for reuse. We've been told by our clients that we are the glue that enables reuse projects. We talk about any item, any return point, and we can absolutely capture any uniquely coded item. And by uniquely coded, we use GS1 QR codes, global standards, and RFID technology that can track and trace that container way beyond just a return. So the market we operate in is a growing market. It's due to it's forecasted to hit 200 billion within eight years. Our showcase client is Blenheim Palace, so we're working with the Palace. They have eliminated 500,000 single-use cups every year. That's 30 tonnes of carbon saved. And in year 2, Blenheim aim to be cost positive by £50,000 versus single-use alternative. And we've been really delighted to attract global organisations such as airports and UK retailers who've all come to Blenheim to see how it works. Our business model is a per-serve fee. And we've had the pleasure of working with these companies. So we worked with Evian and Wimbledon in 2022 on a recycling project. But as I said, more recently, our focus is on reuse, where we have just secured a listing with Bunzl as their only technology partner on reuse projects. And also we have a strategic alliance with Mitsui & Co. Mitsui are a Japanese trading company, and they are interested in us as potential Series B investment, but the members of their team work within ours, so they see a huge opportunity in our business. We're asking for €500,000, but we'd happily accept more should you want. We are a very small team, so essentially there's 3 full-time members, a couple of part-time members, and so with the money we would grow the team. My inbox is constantly full with inbound sales inquiries, and I'd love a sales team to actually look outbound as well, but also look at technology advancements as well. Why invest? Well, we're an experienced, really passionate team with a proven track record. We have an agile platform that can work with mobile and non-mobile returns. We've got a strategic alliance with Mitsui, with a sole tech partner for Bunzl. And we'd love to work with you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Rachel with a humble ask of 500K, but not refusing more. Next up is Gergana from Lamon. Your time to shine starts now.
Great. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Gergana, co-founder and COO of Lamon. I'm going to talk to you about foils. First off, laminating films. This is a thin layer of see-through plastic that's applied on almost everything, from publishing materials and advertising materials to most of our packaging. Most boxes, everything is laminated, and that means it's not recyclable. So everything goes to landfills or incinerators once laminated. So we developed Lamon, a bio-based and suitable for compost laminating film, but most importantly, our tests show that it can be perfectly recycled with the paper and cardboard, so basically solving the issue. It comes in the standard rows, sizes, thicknesses, it's used on the standard machines, and it's at a competitive price. And we already protected both the production method and the recipe itself. Now, during the 5 years we were in R&D, developing Lamon, we received multiple requests for creating a packaging film as well. So, just because a lot of packaging films are also not being recycled. So, we developed Packon. Again, a clear packaging foil, bio-based, suitable for compost, or recyclable as bioplastic as well. Again, comes in the standard sizes, finishes, used on the standard packaging lines, so easy to substitute the currently petroleum-used options on the market, and comes at a competitive price as well. Both Lamon and Packon are now available on the market. Now, some of the founders, 2 of us, come from the print and packaging sector. This is how the whole thing started, because we were looking for the products we are now developing. And of course, an expert on biopolymers, whose expertise can help us develop further our portfolio of products. We also attracted 2 business angels, and in 2022, we managed to secure grant funding from the EIC, with whose support we now have our own production facility in Sofia, Bulgaria. We produce 120 kilograms per hour of foil, and we are planning to start working 24/7 in July. We are mostly focused now on finding new customers and making real traction. And we do plan to start fundraising again, looking for 7.5 million in October this year. I'm happy to report that even before officially launching, which happened a month ago, our efforts were recognized by the public and private sector, and which only goes to show that both the industry and the end customer are ready for a real and a change that's here to stay. Of course, we are building a sustainable business, but also the main goal for us is to actually make a difference. By the end of this year, we pledged to start saving 2.4 kilotons of CO2 emissions per month. And we are exhibiting in the Circular Economy booth. If anybody's interested in any of our products or just wants to have a discussion on biopolymers, please come say hello. Thank you.
Thank you. You can stay with me for the Q&A. I'd love to ask all the 4 pitchers to come rejoin me on stage for a little Q&A. That's what entrepreneurs do, eh? They looked for a solution, couldn't find it, did it themselves. That's the spirit. All right, so this is how it goes. We have about 7 or 8 minutes for any of your questions. Popcorn style, meaning please just pop whenever something comes to your mind, no particular order. And we start with you.
I have a question for Rachel. Was wondering if the final user needs to download an app or anything to use the cup, and can you deposit the cup in another location from where you picked it up?
Yeah, so I'll answer the first one first. You don't have to download an app, so we have various different options to suit the client. You can have an app-based web app, so upon scan of the unique code, it brings up an experience. But also we've just launched a tap and go so that the user doesn't have to use a mobile at all to have a deposit or a penalty model. Each option comes with some pros and cons. To your second point, that is our ambition. And absolutely, if you bought a cup from one coffee shop, you can absolutely return it in any of the participating return points.
Wonderful. Very clear. Yeah, please.
I also have a question for Rachel, and that's like, I mean, how is this model that you're proposing, which is different than what we have now, that you bring your own cup, better on driving, like a better behavior?
So the bring your own cup model actually doesn't work. A lot of people have reusable cups, but they don't use them. So to take them out is seen as a hassle. So we are working with more returnable packaging, which is used on site and returned on site or just out away. But interestingly, reusable cup brands have come to us to look at engagement and reward schemes. So we are working with 2 companies on that.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I got a question for Retrieve. Maybe not, but I guess that you own an existing fabric. And so my question was, how can you go maybe further on the issue that you pointed, that the bottles are not so much collected? Did you hope to go further on this topic?
So at the moment, we're partnering with a producer, and this producer is based in India. And they have said that the problem, and as we know in the Southeast Asia, South Asia, there's a lot of trash in the landfills. And if I have an issue where I don't have enough bottles, I think that will be good news for the industry, and I will be welcome it. So if we don't have any more bottles, problem achieved, and we will move to the next thing to recycle, right? Was that the question? Yeah, if I run out of bottles. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I have a question for Retrieve too. In the t-shirt industry, there are lots of actors. So what about the traditional competitors in your field?
So at least my pure focus is the B2B. So there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of, I need a lot of money actually to enter the B2C. And that's why I decided to go into the B2B. At the moment, I don't see a pure brand focused on the B2B market. There's a lot of B2C tapping into the B2B, but I want to offer a solution just for companies. If there's a one-off consumer that wants to buy it, of course, I will be offering. But the idea is that you create the t-shirt and you're also making sort of the support of the company that it's involved with Retrieve, with a value-adding brand.
Okay, next.
I have a question for you. I want to ask you, what will be your next challenge? And are you looking for a use case, experimentation, or what are you looking for?
Thank you. We are mostly looking for partners. This is our biggest challenge now, to start making real traction, because we have a few small clients, but we need bigger ones, and unfortunately they take up to a year to implement a new type of packaging, which is fair enough. So this is our focus now, and then we have around 7 other products in our portfolio that we want to continue developing and establish ourselves as one of the big companies that is working with biopolymers and creating actual products with them that are mass-produced and mass-used from Eastern Europe to the rest of the Europe. So, yeah.
Please.
So, not to leave you left out from Lactips. You have quite an operation at the moment. Where are you selling? What kind of volumes? What kind of partners are you working with?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Basically, we're working with all the big brand owners. I'm from the industrial field. I work in the plastics industry for 2 major groups. And so we decided to take the approach to work with the big brand owners, international major brand owners, to get our materials qualified at that level. So our sponsors are the brand owners. We work with all the major ones today in Europe, but also on an international scale. And then the leaders of the projects behind that are the converters after, either film converters or paper converters behind that. So we work through the whole value chain to get our materials qualified. Today, we inaugurated our site just in the end of 2021, and we had our first launches last year, and we're ramping up in 24, I'm sorry, in 25. I don't communicate too much on revenue, on turnover, just here publicly, but if you want, we can discuss outside.
Some private conversations following. Yes, we have time for 1 or 2 more.
I actually have a question for all of you in the sense that what is the impact of the production and the use of your product on water, the water quantity and the water quality?
Maybe I can start, and then you can continue.
Can we try and make it very fast?
I'll make it very quick. No, basically, we have a state-of-the-art plant, which obviously, since we're in a very virtuous type solution, production is just as important as the raw materials we use. So today, we recycle 2 things. We recycle the water that we use, that we recycle in our system. So it's a continuous system without using all the water that we use. And then from the energy, the same. We need to dry our material when we produce in the pellet form, and we take that air, that hot air that we use, and it's to heat up the building as well. So everything we use is in a circular economy fashion.
Wonderful. Next, maybe? You can pass them.
So at least I'm very proud to say that 100% recycled PET T-shirts have a 90% reduction in the water usage compared to conventional PET T-shirts.
And we're a tech platform, so we don't use water.
We don't use water, but we do have one finish of Pack on Ocean that's marine biodegradable, so it actually helps.
Wonderful. I think with that, we can conclude the first round of pitches in this session on circular economy. Please put your hands together for a round of applause. And just like anyone, you will have the chance for a bit more networking after the next 5 pitches. Thank you. Wonderful. To those in the audience who have just joined us, we are halfway through an exciting session with pitches around the theme of circular economy. We've just heard from 4 wonderful entrepreneurs who are going to be now followed by 5 more. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome Enrico from Circular Rubber Platform onto the stage. Your 3 minutes start now. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Enrico Kochel, and I'm a rubber product engineer. Together with my colleague Jan, we have over 20 years of experience in rubber product development. And rubber is a very special material because it's elastic. And due to that, it has many, many different applications, and you can use it in very different industries. We think about it every day, so I'm very enthusiastic about it. And you might not think about it, but rubber is really everywhere. It's all around you, from tires, shoes, cars, window seals. And due to its very unique properties, it has very different applications. Of course, in Renault cars as well. But what you might not know is where rubber comes from. And as many of you know, rubber can be sourced from the trees, called natural rubber. But if you look at the statistics, all rubber used in the world, only 68% of rubber is actually oil-based. If you look at the major use of rubber in the world, 2/3 is car tires. And in a car tire, on average, 64% is oil-based, partially in the polymer itself, so the rubber, but also in the additives. There's many fossil material used in this industry. So what do we do with the waste? Well, the waste of rubber is used in many different applications, but if you look at these statistics, not a lot goes back into rubber. And that, we think, is a very big issue. Currently, rubber is an unsustainable material, but if you search well and if you educate yourself, you can make a sustainable option or a sustainable choice. So what we did is we did about 3 to 6 months research just to educate ourselves in order to find alternative materials, alternative additives, and we found many alternatives. For example, bio-based raw materials, vegetable oils used as plasticizers instead of normal oils. Recovered materials from the paper industry that you can use as reinforcement binder instead of carbon black. And high-quality recycling. There's many small initiatives on rubber recycling because it's technically very challenging, but there are definitely opportunities, but you just need to know where they are. So what does our circular rubber platform do? We centralize information about rubber circularity. We find all these companies worldwide, so making them very hard to find. We centralize this on our platform. We centralize information how to apply these materials. And we organize networking sessions around these initiatives to inform companies how to start with circular rubber. And we collaborate. Because we have so many members, we contacted over 400 companies in the last year. We have collected over 36 companies now that connected to this platform, and we are able to collaborate, organizing application-based recycling technologies or closing the loop. So for example, we have a medical glove. If you can collaborate on these platforms or projects, that would be very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, wonderful. And I know 3 minutes is really short, so apologies in advance, but well done still. We have Jeff up next from Cyclic Materials. Jeff, the stage is yours.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Jeff Dolly. I'm with Cyclic Materials. Okay, that's better. Hi, my name is Jeff Dolly. I'm with Cyclic Materials. We're focused on recovering rare earth elements from end-of-life products that contain permanent magnets. We all know today that to improve our carbon footprint on this planet, we need to enable the electrification of transportation and the scalability of renewable energy sources. Everybody knows that an electric car needs a battery. What people don't realize is there's another bottleneck involved in the production of electric vehicles, and it's permanent magnets. Permanent magnets are the most efficient type of magnets to be used in electric vehicle motors and other electric motors today. They're also critical for the deployment of wind turbines. They're used in MRIs, small power tools, and other applications where a small, powerful magnet is critical. At scale, we enable the production of 6.3 million electric vehicles. To put that in context on where the gap is developing today, within the next 10 years, we expect there to be a 30% gap between the availability of rare earth elements and the demand for those very elements, constricting the supply of electric vehicles around the planet. Today, rare earth elements are recycled at less than 1%. The number one barrier to recovering rare earth elements is the fact that they are in permanent magnets, and permanent magnets really like steel. We have developed a proprietary technology that separates magnets from steel for a moment in time that lets us recover that magnet material. Other metals are recycled today at 40, 50%, even small amounts like germanium and vanadium. And so socializing the concept of reusing metals is not difficult. Accessing magnet material and processing it, that's where the challenge lies. At Cyclic Materials, our group of engineers have developed a process that is a two-stage process. First is a physical recycling component where we take end-of-life products of any type from their end-of-life status at the bottom of a scrapyard in a rusted pile of motors, and we put them through a physical recycling process that delivers copper, steel, and aluminum back to their respective supply chains. The second part of our process is a metallurgy process. Our chemical plants are able to extract rare earth oxide and a cobalt nickel product, both returned to the supply chains and indistinguishable from the products that come from a mine. Half of our revenues and profits come from the base metals in our physical processing plant, the other half from a mixed rare earth oxide and nickel cobalt. This provides a very healthy hedge in our economics to ensure sustainability, even at times of volatility within the rare earth pricing. We can't leave out the environmental impact. Not only are we enabling the production of electric vehicles, but our processes themselves show over 30%, a greater than 70% improvement on the carbon production versus mining and 2% use of water. Our team is happy to be bringing this circular solution to the planet. We're in our Series B round this year and look forward to sharing more of our story with you later.
Wonderful. You can pass it on. Thank you. That was Jeff from Cyclic Materials. Next up is Youssef from Wayout. And he's approaching the stage already. Thank you. Youssef.
So, hello everybody. Today I want to start with something we often get as granted, but it's not, our ocean. So here's how a fish is looking right now. And if we do nothing, by 2050, we will have more microplastic particles than fish in all our ocean. Now, digging more into numbers, did you know that 80% of all marine pollution is coming from land activities? So, and 80% of this is coming also from sewers. Where rain falls, it washes away all the waste and pushes it into the near sewers. From that, it's directly pushed into the nearest marine pollution. It's whether it's a river, a sea, or an ocean. Plus, municipalities are spending up to $100K each year to try to maintain these underground pipelines. So here enter our solution. It's a filter placed into sewers, which have the functionality of capturing waste and letting water pass easily. It's easy to use and robust. So the impact of our product is reducing 70% of cost of maintenance each year and also capturing more than 70 kilos of waste yearly. Plus, the process is very hygienic and more rapid. We deployed already 2,000 filters in 22 regions there in Tunisia, and we plan to have 10,000 filters deployed by next year. So trying to create a complete solution, we added a notification platform which allows geolocation of the filters, notification for the maintenance, and data collection of the waste intercepted. So behind every project, there is a powerhouse behind it. So Kuthair, Mohammed, Amin, and I are 4 engineers with different backgrounds, but with a unique mission to try to eradicate marine pollution. So we are here trying to fund to raise $500K in a seed round in order to expand our production in similar markets as the North African region and the MENA region, where we have the patent for our product, and also to expand our R&D, trying to map sewers in more than 40 countries. I will be happy to share more about it in the Q&A or the networking session. So let's try to unite everyone here to save our ocean. And if you like Wayout, please get in. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So simple yet so effective. Wonderful, Youssef. Thank you for your work and your presentation. Next up is Sebastian from FixFirst. Stage is yours.
Thank you. Hi. Hi, guys. My name is Sebastian. I'm one of the founders at FixFirst, and we built the operating system for circular services and products to essentially make repair easy and end the thorough world by accelerating circularity. We are a tech-driven team backed by an amazing crowd of investors that really unites around the mission of accelerating circularity and really creating a world where fixing products comes first. And the problem we're trying to solve, I got to know quite well personally. I think people can hear me now better. Because my father runs an electrical installation and repair business where I used to help out. And the problem that we're trying to solve is repairing. We all have been there. It's very complicated. It's often too costly, takes forever, and no one really wants to do it. It's very inconvenient. But the reality is also for other business, if you're repairing, it's also really difficult for you just to stay in business. And if you're a manufacturer, retailer, insurance company, or even a city, anyone collaborating with those repair partners, it's a really, really big struggle, and you don't really want to do that after all. So we end up with this problem where most of the products end up in waste and are actually not repaired or refurbished, and e-waste is one of the fastest growing waste streams. So luckily, that's going to change. We now have the right to repair since last month, actually coming into force. So that means all citizens in Europe will get repair support. In France, we already have repairability index and the repair voucher programs. We're hoping that will be more like that. And all the industry actually needs to change as well. So every manufacturer needs to be right to repair compliant, and all the repair companies as well. So they need to digitize their operations. And that's where we come to play. So we have the perfect solution already for making that happen. So on the one hand side, we built an AI-powered workflow software for repair companies. It helps them do anything from creating a cost estimate automatically, running diagnosis, playing scheduling technicians. The same we do for manufacturers when it comes to right to repair compliance and really launching or working with service networks. And today is launch day for a new partner brand called Fix1.today. That's basically the place where you can find and book any kind of repair service in over 80 cities. We also launched on the OpenAI GPT store. And yeah, check out our booth to sign up there. There's an AI hotline as well that you can call anytime if you need help. And what makes this unique, so that looked like a lot, but basically it's really about building a digital layer around all the repair companies, making them more accessible, making collaboration more scalable, and much more data-driven, and allowing, with a new partner brand, to collaborate and bring repair to everyone, to you as a household, to businesses and any company who has some link to products and wants to make it more available. But we don't only focus on the digital solution, so we also do a bit of lobbying and, of course, stuff like this, pitching over here. But we also develop a new industry standard. It's called Circularity Check for Electronics, where we just got approval for funding to work on this in the last few weeks. That's really going to change how the diagnosis is being done for electronics and repair, and changes the gap in the regulatory laws that are coming up with the Eco-Design Directive, Right to Repair, Data Act, a few others. So yeah, there's a lot of things about impact. My time is running out. We're looking for investors, and with now we're raising a seed round starting now. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sebastian. You can pass it on. Making repair available to everyone. That was Sebastian from FixFirst. Thank you. Next up, and the last in this round of pitches, followed by a Q&A then, is Pierre from BIP Batteries. And I heard he had quite a chaotic journey on his bike to arrive here, so thank you that you made it. You're welcome. Your 3 minutes are up.
Thank you so much. Very happy to be here. I am Pierre from BIP Battery, and I'm here to talk to you about all the batteries we are putting today in our cars, in our bikes, to shift our transport to electric. The problem is that all those batteries will reach end of life in the coming decade. And each of those will be 5 tons of CO2 and also hundreds of kilos of metals inside, copper, lithium, manganese. On average, those batteries will still have 80% of potential inside. So the big question is, how can we value this potential? We talked a lot about circular value chain today. If we want to make it happen, we need to make it profitable. All those batteries, you heard it 1,000 times, fade out on a different way depending the way you charge it, the temperature you use it. All those batteries are very different. They have different chemistry, they are different architectures. Then the industrial players that will be able to reuse those batteries need to have visibility on the supply they will get. So that's why at BIP we are building a solution to make this circular value chain possible by bringing transparency to all those actors so that they can build profitable processes. The first step is to understand the residual value of the battery. So to do so, we combine both scientific data about the battery, like the kilowatt hours that went in and out the battery over time, the temperature in which the battery was used, and that's the first step, and we compare it to all the available options. We don't see a single battery in the market. We think it has to be connected to all the options on that market. So that's why we built a database of all the transactions that happened on lithium-ion batteries, from the repair to the recycling, to clearly understand its residual potential. We sell that product to OEMs, like Mercedes or Volkswagen, or also to leasing companies so that they can track the total cost of ownership of their battery fleets. Once we believe the battery is no longer profitable, either because its capacity is too low or it's broken, we connect it with the solution. So we have a network of partners in Europe to do the repair. So that means changing a wire, changing the computer of the battery. So we check if the potential inside the battery is sufficient to invest in that solution. If not, we connect it to reuse. So today we are proud to say that we contribute to build energy storage systems, electric boats, stationary power generators. And if the battery has no longer potential, we connect it to recycling so that all the metals inside can be recovered. We don't do it by ourselves. Today we work with a little bit more than 30 partners all across Europe to match every volumes, industrial volumes, every chemistry, and every battery architecture. And our job at BIB is to make the process as smooth as possible for those actors so that they can reach the industrial standard. So today we are monitoring a little bit more than 100,000 batteries. We work with OEMs, and I will be very happy to tell you more about that. Thank you.
Wonderful. You can stay with me for the Q&A. I'd love to ask the other 4 pitchers to come rejoin me on stage. Same procedure as last time. We have about 7 to 8 minutes. Again, no particular order. Whoever wants to go first, please share with us your questions.
So maybe Pierre, hello Pierre. What will be your next challenge in your development?
So until now, the challenge was there were a lot of companies working on building first prototypes, but not that much battery supply. Like the wave of batteries, if you remember my first graph, is just at the beginning. So our challenge as BIB is really to continue to follow that wave so that we find the sufficient option in repair in second life to avoid as much as we can recycling, because it's not the best option from an ecological point of view. So our challenge will really be to follow that wave and also to help those partners to tackle those batteries.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And also for Pierre, there is more and more actors in this market taking care of the old battery, and especially the car manufacturers. So how you think you can grow and work with those guys that are on your market?
Yeah. So that's a great thing that there are more and more actors, because I can tell you the diversity of batteries is even more diverse than you could imagine. So today our main advantage is like we succeeded to compile an homogeneous supply of the batteries for those actors, so that they can really focus on what they need to do, which is build the industrial process for their product line. So yeah, we are very happy with it. And to be honest, at the beginning we were sending batteries from France to other countries because there weren't any option in France. But today this morning we sold a batch of Stellantis battery, for instance. It was the first time we sold it in France because an actor had the the certification from the state to build that industrial process.
Wonderful. Yeah, please.
I have a question for Wayout. I mean, you're working a lot for municipalities or the public sector, which in emerging economies is known to give little operational maintenance to everything they do, right? So my question is, I have 2 questions. Is like, one is, how are you going to give services for them so those things keep operating? And the other is, how will you monitor the impact? Because, by the way, solid waste is a major cause of floods, urban floods. So I would be interested to know.
Okay, first answer for our clients. We have also 2 other segments, which are CSR departments for companies and also ONGs who can finance or sponsor actions to municipalities. Then we will also propose collecting and maintaining the sewers and our filters in a later stage. So for now, they are doing this work, but we will propose it then, and trying to make it a full circular economy. And last, it was about the data collection.
How will you monitor, your impact
Yeah.
over time?
Okay. Yeah. So first, now we are doing it manually. We are counting and measuring the waste that we are collecting. But what we are trying to do is build a model where the filter can be connected, and then we can we can have a more scalable model. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah,
I have a question for Cyclic Materials. What's your technology readiness level, and are you commercializing already?
Yeah, we've completed the pilot and bench scale testing through our Series A funds. We are now launching our first commercial chemical plant in about 30 days. So it's exciting. The physical process is operating at a 1/8 scale right now in the pilot form, and so we're producing material for consumption, both the base metals and our magnet material. So we are fully deployable now, and our B is scale-up capital to go to the United States and Europe with physical recycling plants.
I got another question for you. Did you already got lots of supply of used magnets, used motors? And what's the lifetime of an electrical motors?
Yeah, so the number one question we get in our investment rounds is, where do you get feedstock? So we have a couple of different ways that we do this. One, we've got contracts with all of the largest ex-China magnet manufacturers, including recently announced supply from Vacuum Schmelze in Germany. When it comes to end-of-life products, we work with scrap yards and auto dismantlers with a team of people that we hire. A large chunk of our Series A went towards those efforts to build that team. We also work with an intermediary that's called a core buyer who is out there aggregating today. There's an established supply chain for electric motors that are shipped to Asia and dismantled today and recovered only for their copper, and all the rare earths are lost to the steel making process and disappear into the slag and are irrecoverable. And so finally, we work with OEMs to create a true circularity for them in a waste stream that they don't control today, able to not only take their waste in the form of motors that don't work or can't be put into their vehicles and return an equivalent amount of mixed rare earth oxide to them, to their supply chain.
Great. Maybe over here and then, you.
I have a question for Circular Rubber Platform. How do you find the initiative that you put on your platform? Are you going to find them yourself, or?
So basically, the Circular Rubber Platform only exists for 6 months, and it was really doing a lot of research. And there's so many ways to find these initiatives, but you have to search very carefully. So I searched through the EU funds for circular materials, where there's a lot of rubber recycled for climbing shoes, etc. There's industry initiatives for shoes, for example. They're talking about shoe recycling, but not about rubber. So then we only look at rubber, and then we put that initiative on the platform as well. There's a lot of associations related to products, to materials, and to research, and we enter all of them. So we talk to the Rubber Association here in France even, where we also pitch our idea, but also in England, also in Germany, also in the Netherlands. And now the platform is worldwide. We also search for initiatives in the States. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes?
I have a question for FixFirst. You have a purely digital solution, correct? So what are your customers doing in terms of like reverse logistics and whatnot? Because that's a huge challenge, obviously. And second part of the question is, what is your ideal customer that you're working with?
Yeah, so maybe I take the last one first. So ideal customers for us are manufacturers. Mostly they're now driven to have to do something with the right to repair, or they are service partners. Sometimes it depends a bit on the country. For example, here in France, it's a little bit different, where the retailer takes care of the warranty. In Germany, it's very different. So also retailers have been interesting for us. But then we also sell direct, or start selling directly to the repair companies themselves, and now also cities. So tomorrow we are, for example, here within a city workshop and try to work with governments. And reverse logistics, yeah, huge pain point, definitely. From our experience, with the projects that we're now launching with one of the Safioto's companies, is actually that it gets a lot easier the more you know upfront about the product. That's also something that we try to tackle with the circularity check. So if you know the exact condition of a product, if it could be reused or not, if it goes to the recycling facility or into the remanufacturing, refurbishment shop, or to a local repairer, the more data we capture upfront, the better we can actually navigate around reverse logistics. But we're also looking to collaborate with companies, for example, also to streamline the whole process around pickup and delivery and really smoothen that process. I think it's particular for large products like a washing machine or so. It's not so easy. We are hoping on robotics and AI or autonomous driving to solve that in the end. We might be there soon, but yeah, we'll see.
Wonderful. We are unfortunately at the end of our time. I'm so sorry, but this is my introduction and my offer to meet in the networking area. Please put your hands together for a round of applause for these wonderful entrepreneurs. And thank you so much to our jury. You have one last task, which is to vote on the so-called coup de cœur, meaning one pitch that you particularly liked and want to send up on stage again for a final round of pitches. And with that, we conclude the session on circular economy. We are back here in just a few minutes at 10:30 straight around the theme of changing mindsets and habits. And it promises to be another round of exciting pitches. But for now, thank you and happy networking.